It's looking like another huge year for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but which Marvel Funko Pops should you pick up before they get too expensive? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a great video for you guys. We're going to be talking about Marvel Funko Pops that you guys should buy right now before they get too expensive and become mega grails. Last week we actually talked about some Funko Pops you should sell at the peak of their hype and get the most profit and dollar for them. So if you guys want to go check out that video, I will link it above. But today we're going to be talking about Funko Pops that you should buy, specifically those from the Marvel line, based on a lot of characters we could see upcoming in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So without further ado, let's jump right into that. So the first pop that we're going to be talking about is a character that has been heavily speculated and heavily rumored and even possibly being played by a huge actor that was from The Office and none other than John Krasinski, hopefully playing someday Mr. Fantastic. So right here I have the Marvel Collector Corps Mr. Fantastic pop from the Fantastic Four. As we know, the Fantastic Four are going to be coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe at some point, possibly in the near future. It could be far out. However, the reason I'm suggesting you guys grab this pop in particular is because John Krasinski is now being rumored to be playing Mr. Fantastic in the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel, Into the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this is all speculation. We do not know. However, based on previous Marvel projects, we know that Marvel likes to sprinkle in lots of Easter eggs and give us a lot of surprise cameos. So, if you're wondering how much this pop is, it's currently trending for only $12, and it's actually a pretty cool mold. It's my favorite Mr. Fantastic pop. As you can see, they have his gray colored hair on his sideburns there, as well as his extended limbs accurately showing his superpowers, and that's why I think you guys should go out and grab this pop. Alright, so the next pop that I think you guys should go out and grab is the original Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Coulson pop from the line way back in 2015. Now, this is a pop I actually recently picked up from Heroes Hideout, and I'm waiting to have it shipped to me, hopefully in the next couple days, so I'll have it to show off on the channel. Now, this pop is heating up a little bit, as its value just jumped from $40 when I picked it up, and now it's currently going for $55. And one of the biggest reasons why I think this pop is heating up, and you guys should not miss out on your opportunity to buy it, is because its counterpart, the only other Agent Coulson pop they have ever made, this is the Pop Ride of Agent Coulson with Lola. This one is currently trending for $200 plus, which is pretty crazy. We actually found one of these in a store in one of our hunt videos recently, but I've actually owned this one for quite some time. I do have the box. I like to keep this one out of box because I think this is a fantastic pop. Now, in regards to Phil Coulson's character, he was a huge part of the first phase of the MCU. However, it is being rumored that he could potentially come back in the Secret Wars show that is going to be coming up with Nick Fury. So whether we see him in the show or not, that's another speculation. However, his pop is heating up, and they haven't made any other Agent Coulson pops. So if you want to get one in your collection, the one that you should definitely get is the Agent Coulson regular pop instead of having to shell out a lot of money for the ride. And forgive me on that, I believe I said Secret Wars. I meant the Secret Invasion show that's going to be coming out on Disney+. The reason I had Secret Wars on the brain is because of the next character's Funko Pop that I'm going to recommend that you guys pick up, and that comes with Jane Foster as the female version of Thor, which we're going to see Natalie Portman actually play in the upcoming Thor 4 movie, Love and Thunder. Now, that movie is going to come out on July 8th, 2022, pending that it doesn't get delayed or anything, and I am very excited for the next installment of the Thor franchise. So this pop is one of the earliest Marvel Collector Corps exclusives, and that's why it has that big, ugly exclusive sticker on there. However, if you can stomach that sticker, it does have a very, very cool mold. Of course, she's holding Mjolnir, she's got her own helmet, and of course her own armor, and I'm very excited to see Natalie Portman actually dress up and represent this character on the big screen. If you guys are curious, this pop is only going for $26. It is one that I've suggested you guys pick up in the past, and I highly suggest you do so, as we are about 5 months out from the movie, and I could see this one shooting up to about $100 or $150 because there's not that many of them out on the marketplace, and I have seen a lot of them damaged. So if you can find one in good condition for a reasonable price, definitely pick it up right now. So the next character that we're going to talk about is somebody whose Funko Pops have been heating up a little bit lately, even though there's no confirmation and no speculation that he's going to be showing up in the MCU anytime soon. However, over in the animated world, he does have a sequel coming up with Into the Spider-Verse, and that is my man Miles Morales right here. So this is the casual PX Previews exclusive hooded Miles Morales, and believe it or not, this one has been on the rise a tiny bit and is currently trending for $50. So all the pops that we're going to be talking about today are $100 or less, and this one I see has the potential to go above that $100 mark at some point in the future, and that's why I'm recommending you guys get them. We all know the amazing way they just capped off the first Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. If you guys have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home yet, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go see that movie. They did an amazing job rounding out the first 3 Spider-Man standalone movies in the MCU, and they even made some hints and some subtle Easter eggs at potentially bringing in Miles Morales into the MCU at some point. I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing him either in the next Spider-Man trilogy or him getting his own movie with a brand new actor and a brand new Spider character on the screen. Yet, however, there is Into the Spider-Verse 2, which looks awesome if you guys haven't seen the trailer for that. But right now, Miles Morales, you have to get at least one in your collection. So the next pop that we're going to talk about today is actually the most expensive pop on today's list, and it is trending at $100. However, the reason I want to talk about this pop is because it's actually on the downward, and it is a great time to pick it up if you weren't able to grab it at the peak of its hype. And that is the glow-in-the-dark Funko Shop exclusive Loki holding the Tesseract. Now, this is without a doubt a big grail for a lot of Marvel collectors. When this came out on the Funko Shop, it sold out very quickly, as a lot of people were very upset if they did not get one. This is a fantastic pop. Loki was a great show, although I wasn't in love with the ending. Tom Hiddleston did an amazing job, and it's already been renewed for season 2, which they're going to be filming very soon. So if you guys are Loki fans and didn't get this pop for your collection, keep an eye out on the prices and the market for this guy, because it is trending downward. It was selling for upwards of $200 at one point. So as you guys can see, if you're patient and you wait for the show's hype and everything to come down, months, it could take a year, your patience will pay off, and you could get the grail of your dreams, something at the top of your wish list for a lot less money. And continuing with that trend of characters that were very hot and their Funko Pops were exploding in value, we have another Funko Pop that we're going to be talking about today whose character has come down in value since the premiere of the show, and that show happens to be WandaVision. Now, WandaVision premiered before Loki in the beginning of last year, so we're pretty much a full year since that show. That show was phenomenal. Marvel did a very different style, a different take with those characters and the show, and I think it was a huge hit, and we are very excited for the future of Scarlet Witch and Wanda in the MCU. Another character that we're unsure about, though, is Vision. Now, this pop is the Hot Topic exclusive Infinity War Metallic Vision. This is an amazing pop, and it was considered a grail at some point, as it was selling for upwards of $100 at the peak of the hype of the show 1 year ago. However, today, this pop is currently trending for $47. Now, I couldn't remember if there was any Hot Topic restocks on this pop. I tried to do some research, but I think this pop has purely just come down because of the less demand for this character, as it's unclear if we're going to see Vision in the MCU again. Now, everything was in Wanda's world, and even though we're going to be playing around with multiverses, we don't know what's going to happen with Vision. So if you were looking for this pop for your collection, now is a perfect time to get him, as he is coming off of his rise and slowly declining in value. Alright, so unlike the last 2 Marvel Funko Pops that we just talked about that were on the decline in terms of their value, the next pop that we're going to be discussing is one that has been slowly but secretly on the rise, and that is the Punisher Chase, where he's actually holding Daredevil's mask. I absolutely love this pop. This is one of my favorite Marvel chases in my collection. Now, I have a couple speculative reasons why this one is on the rise. So if you look at the top, this is actually from the Daredevil TV show line. And if you guys have been paying attention at all to Marvel Funko Pops lately, then you know pretty much all of the Marvel Daredevil show pops have been through the roof in terms of value. So it doesn't really come as a surprise as this one where he's actually holding Daredevil's mask, and it has the Daredevil box art where this one is going up in value too. And even if you go on Mercari right now, they are selling for upwards of $100 to $150. So PPG might not have updated yet, because this one is still showing as trending for only $43. Now, the actor who plays Punisher, John Bernthal, has said that he would like to come back to the role as long as he can play it right. So there is a possibility that we could see Punisher make the transition from the small screen to the big screen and replay his character in a much bigger role, which would be super cool. We've already seen Matt Murdock do it. We've already seen Wilson Fisk do it. So there's no doubt that we could see Punisher do it. So if you guys like this pop at all, if you like Punisher, if you like Daredevil, you got to grab this for your collection right now before it becomes a huge grail. And while we are almost at the end of today's list, I want to take a brief moment and promote our Whatnot auction tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, because if you guys are Marvel fans and have made it to this point in the video, I have a special treat for you guys. One of our viewers was very kind enough and actually sent over an extra Hobgoblin t-shirt bundle. Now, I was already able to pick one up from another friend, so we have an extra one that we're going to be giving away tonight on our Whatnot stream. So if you guys were not able to grab this one for your collection, this amazing sealed glow-in-the-dark Target exclusive, make sure you come on out to our Whatnot stream at 7 p.m. Eastern, because somebody's going to be taking this thing home for free. All right, let's get back to the list. All right, so I have two more pops that I want to recommend that all you Marvel collectors and Marvel fans pick up for your collection. And this next character actually has her own show coming out on Disney Plus at some point here in 2022. It is being rumored that it's going to happen over the summer, perhaps in the middle of 2022, but there is no official release date yet, and that is Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan. Now, we have gotten an official teaser trailer for her. However, there are not that many Funko Pops of this character, and that is why I'm recommending you guys go grab the Walgreens exclusive Miss Marvel Funko Pop. Now, some of these characters where they don't have a lot of Funko Pops, you typically see them rise very, very quickly, because if you want to get this character in your collection, you just don't have that many options. So this one is currently trending for $25. However, if you go on eBay and Mercari and some of these other selling sites, you'll already see that this is starting to rise. And so if you want to grab this for your collection, you have to act fast. I'm very excited for the Miss Marvel show, because it gives us another opportunity to see a younger superhero, a younger character that we traditionally have not explored yet. So I think the show is going to be fantastic. From the trailer, it looks very exciting. So if you guys are fans at all of this character, or you want to go do some reading up on her, I highly suggest you do so and grab her pop before she becomes a huge grail. And for the last Marvel Funko Pop that I'm going to recommend that you guys go grab for your collection is a little bit of speculation on my part. However, it is a very, very low risk if you guys are willing to gamble with not that much money. So the next character that I want to recommend is Squirrel Girl. Now, this is the only Squirrel Girl pop that they have ever made, and it's actually a really, really cool pop. Not only do you get the awesome Doreen Green Squirrel Girl character right there, you also get a little baby squirrel right next to her. So you pretty much get a bonus pop with this Funko Pop. It is a Marvel Collector Core exclusive, which is a little bit of a bummer because the giant Marvel Collector Core sticker kind of covers up the squirrel. So at first glance, if you're walking in the store, you might not even have known that there's actually another little baby pop in there. Now, the reason I suggest you guys should grab this pop, this character specifically, is because Squirrel Girl is actually a huge and very powerful superhero in the comics. She's been known to defeat major mega villains like Thanos and Doctor Doom, which is pretty crazy because you're looking at her and you're like, well, she just looks like a girl with squirrel-like abilities. And you are correct. She is a mutant with squirrel-like superpowers, and as we know, mutants are coming to the MCU, and I could definitely see Squirrel Girl being used, perhaps showing up in the Miss Marvel show, or who knows, another project from Marvel, but I have no doubt that she has been discussed in the Marvel studios somewhere because of just how powerful she is. If you guys want to grab her pop, she's only trending for $19, so like I said, only pop they've ever made of Squirrel Girl, and it is a very low risk in terms of an investment. Alright guys, so those are my 9 Marvel Funko Pops that I think you guys should grab for your collection while their prices are low before they become super expensive. As we've seen recently with the Moon Knight Marvel Funko Pops, the She-Hulk Funko Pops, as well as some of the Morbius Funko Pops, it may already be too late for a lot of collectors to grab those because they have already reached a peak for a lot of people in terms of their budget. So that's why you have to pay attention. You have to look far ahead to see what movies are coming out, what TV shows, what characters are being introduced, so you can grab their collectibles so you do not miss out. And that is why for today's Monday motivation, if you are a collector, collecting Funko Pops is not a sprint. It is a marathon. You have to pay attention to all the trending values because we all want our dollar to go as far as we can and get the most Funko Pops in our collection without spending an arm and a leg. So if you guys like getting deals and finding stuff before it gets too expensive, make sure you guys subscribe because we are all about that. If you guys see this wall behind me, I did not shell out the current market prices for these Funko Pops. I was strategic. I played the market. I waited when things were low. I bought low. I sold high. Funko Pops are just like stocks in a way. You see what's going on in the pop culture market, and that's how you adjust your buying and your spending habits so you don't spend a lot at the wrong times. So anyway, guys, we have a lot of big stuff here on the channel coming up. We actually have the CEO of HobbyDB, aka Pop Price Guide, coming on our Pop Force 1 live stream this Thursday night. That show has already been posted, so make sure you guys go set your reminders, go like it, go drop a comment in the chat, come on over and interact with the CEO of Pop Price Guide himself. I know a lot of people have questions for him, so it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a great night, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Of course, guys, we got our Hobgoblin giveaway tonight over on Whatnot, so make sure you guys come on over at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a great time as usual, and as always, guys, don't stop shooting until you score. We'll see you all very soon.